key. Oh, where did it go? Even if the position changes due to reordering, the key lets the React identify the item throughout. Just like a pitfall, okay? You might be tempted to use an item index. Yeah, this is very important as a key. Don't do that. In fact, this is what React will use if you don't specify the key at all. So if you don't specify the key, the default key value will be your index value, but don't do that, because suppose you change your or you add certain elements or you delete certain elements from your array, then your key will change, so it will defeat the purpose. So but the order in which you render the item will change over time if an item is inserted or deleted or array get reordered. Index as a key often leads to subtle and confusing boundaries. Okay. I'm going to add this here as well because this is important to understand. React will use index if you don't specify key at all. Or similarly, don't generate key on the fly. Example, don't create a random method. This will cause key to never match up between renders, leading to all the component DOM being rejected every time. Okay, so don't add the key, add a static value to key. Don't add, methods to generate the key on the fly. This will cause never to match up between the renders. So different renders will, do different keys. Then again, it will be very difficult for React to match up. So suppose if you add key match random and your component re-renders, then what will happen? This will generate another key every time the key will be changes, which we do not want. Not only this slows, but it also makes the lose any user input inside the list item, and instead uses stable ID based on the data. This is also important. I'm going to add this to our notes. Okay. Note that your component will receive key as a props. Okay. It's only used as a hint by React itself. If your component needs an ID, you have to pass it a separate props. Okay. So this key will not be sent to your child you cannot get this key to your main component. So if profile is a component, I cannot access this key value through props. If I really want to access this ID, I need to declare a separate ID. I'm going to add this as well. I think everything is important in this. Cool. Recap on this page, you learned how to move the data out of component into data structure like arrays and object. Okay. So if you have a list of data which is similar in nature, just move out of your component and create an array, an object. How to generate similar components with JSX. So you need to use map, how to create filtered items, you need to use filter, why and how to set key on each component in a collection so React can keep the track of each item if their position or data changes. So we saw how to move out the data, structured it, then how to get similar data show in JSX without repeating our code, how to filter the data, and why to use key, and how to keep a record of the data being changed in a list. Try out some challenge, our favorite section. Let's get started. Challenge 1, splitting in a list into two. Okay, this example shows a list of all people. Change it to show two separate lists, one after the another, chemist and everyone else. Like previously, you can determine whether a person is chemist by checking a person's profession. Okay, awesome. So this is the list item. This is people, right? I'm gonna create here. You know what? Let's poke this, okay? So that we can have a better look at this. Cool. I'm gonna create here a chemist. Okay, what chemist will do, it will create a people. Then I'm going to filter it because filter will help you. Person, I'm going to add here. Person dot profession equal to chemist. Okay. Is this cool? We don't have data.js here. This is data.js. Let's check the spelling if I'm writing it right. Yeah, it is. Cool. Now, what is our challenge? Challenge is to show list one after the other. First is the chemist and another is everyone else. So again, I'm gonna create another constant here. Let me use the size. Okay. Constant. Oops, spelling is wrong. Everyone else. Let's type in capital. And here I'm going to write the same thing, people dot filter dot person. Okay. Person dot profession not equal to chemist. That will be our everyone else. I need to remove one for this. Oh, nah. Okay. So I'm gonna change this. First, I'm gonna change this chemist list item. Okay. And instead of people, I'm gonna write chemist. What's wrong? Okay. And I'm gonna show it here in our so here you can see all the chemist name. We have Mario, Jose Molina, Pascal, Henriquez. See, I pronounce it well. Percy, Lavon, Julian. Okay. Now, second thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create another same thing. I'm just gonna copy this. Okay. Control C. Close it. Control V. I'm gonna change the name as everyone else list, and instead of I'm gonna add everyone else, and I'm gonna add another tag here, UL, and in curly braces I'm gonna write everyone else list. Let's see. So first is all our chemists, second is our mathematician, Sarola, Catherine Johnson, Mohammed Abdas Salam, Subramaniam Chandrasekhar. Voila. Let's see our console. Above error, consider adding an error boundary. Okay, problem. Okay, let's check something if they have added a key. Yep, they have added a key. Everyone else, people filter. Yeah, don't add space. Cool, now it's looking good. So this is the solution of your code to show list of chemists first and then everyone else. So challenge 1 is done. Let's do challenge 2. Nested list in one component. Make a list of recipe from this array. For each recipe in the array, display the title as an H2 and a list its ingredient in UL. Okay. We have a recipe here, data.js. Okay, so what we have to do, each recipe in this array display the title as h2, okay, and list its ingredient in UL. So ingredient is UL. Okay, let's get started. So recipe. I'm gonna create my constant recipe list, okay, and I'm gonna write my recipes here dot map recipe, create an arrow function here. I'm adding a curly braces, so I need to return something, so I'm gonna return here. I'm creating, parentheses so that it will return the next line as well. I'm gonna add a fragment here. By the way, if you have any doubt whatever I'm trying to explain and you're not able to get what I'm saying, or you have any confusion, just type it in the comments. I'm gonna, I will check my comments continuously, so definitely I'm gonna add a fragment here as well. Okay, now it's giving me an error. Cool. So our first thing will be is an h2 tag. Okay, in h2 tag, what is they saying? Display the title. So this is recipe.name. Okay. Recipe.name will be shown. And then I need to show the list of ingredients. So I'm going to add a UL here. Okay. Here again, I'm going to add another map array just to show you the list. So I'm going to write recipe map dot ingredients, yes, ingredient, and it will return an LE. Okay, in LE it will return your ingredient. Okay, here what I did wrong, I need to add this as well here. Okay, UL, I need to write this as well here, just to add JSX in the curly braces. I need to put this inside my name here. Okay, recipe, we have it. What is it showing? Unexpected. So, you know what? Let's move it to a new screen to have a better look what's happening. Okay. So it's not able to take UL. Okay. Because I have not closed it. Fragment, why it is not? Fragment is not. You know what? Let's change it to div. It's probably the spelling mistake I need to check. Okay, recipe.map is not a function because recipe will be an object. Dot ingredients. Okay, cool. So this is our recipe list. And what is our question? Make a list of recipe from this array. From each recipe, title and the list of ingredients. Okay, we're gonna do that. Okay, and what else do we have to do? We have to add a key as well here, right? So let's see, do we have a key here? ID, yes. We have an ID here. So I'm gonna add my recipe.id here. And here also I have to write another key. I'm gonna add my ingredient here as a key. Let's see. Here I'm gonna just add my recipe list. Voila, I can see the name, Greek salad, and the, let's see the console, what is wrong. More information, add recipe. Must assign non-empty. Okay. Go to browser. Oh, it's gone. It was a previous error because now it doesn't have it. So this is how you can, show your recipe. So how are you going to show it? Very easy. Go first, get your data, which we already got. Create a list using a map. Take each recipe. In return statement, create a div. Add the key value, add your h2 value, add UL. Since we need to make a list of your ingredients, again create LA with the key, and this is how you're going to do it. Okay, if you guys need a solution for this, well, we already have a solution, so you can check out that. Or if you really want this solution, just write it in the comments, I can share it. So we are done with the second part. Third part, extracting a list of item components. This recipe list component contains two nested maps calls. To simplify it, extract a recipe component from it, which accept the ID, name, and ingredient props. Where do we place the outer key and why? So this is the previous one which we did was what we did. Actually, we just created a bunch of nested map inside our component. So what we will going to do now is actually simplify our logic and create a new component. So this is our recipe. This is exactly what we did. What they want this recipe list component contain two nested maps called. To simplify it, extract a recipe component from it, which accepts an ID, name, and ingredient props. Where do you place the outer key and why? So this is something, and this is where we have to create a new recipe component. So let's do this. Okay, now they have increased the level of, cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a function here, a component here, function called recipe, and it's going to return a div here. Okay. Cool, and it will receive certain props. Now, what does they want us to do? They want us to simplify it, extract a recipe component from it, and which will accept an ID, name, and ingredients props. Okay. So let's make it as ID, name, and ingredient. this is what they will get. So let's clean it a little bit. So I'm gonna remove this, Control X, and add it to my div here. Instead of recipe, it will be just name. Cool. I'm gonna copy this as well. Control X here. I'm gonna add it here as well. Okay. This will be just ingredients. Ingredients. I'm gonna add this ingredients here, and they're gonna add ingredient. Cool. Now what they want. So they wanted simple ID. To simply extract a recipe component from which it will accept an ID ingredient, where do you place your outer key and why? Cool. So now instead of this div, what I'm going to do, I'm going to write recipe here. Okay. So the key will be your recipe.id. Okay. Second thing is the name will be your recipe.name. Third is your ingredients, which will be your recipe.ingredients. Okay. Fourth is our ID, which will be our recipe.name. Now, this works, but there is something wrong. Let's see. So the recipe list component contains two nested map calls. To simplify it, extract a recipe component, which we did. It will accept an ID, name, and ingredient. Where do you place your outer key and why? Where do you place your outer key? So I will place my outer key here in recipe. I'm just not sure. Okay, for ID, yeah. Why we are calling this ID here, even I'm not sure. So yeah, this is something we need to check. Let's check the fourth one. List with a separator. This example renders a famous haiku with Katsushika Hokusai. Sorry for the butchering the name. Each line wrapped in a P tag. Your job is to insert HR tag, separate each paragraph. Your resulting structure should look like this. Okay, I'm a paragraph. Okay. Haiku only contains 3 lines, but your solution should work with any numbers of lines. Note that HR element should only appear between P tags. Okay, not in the beginning. Okay, this is easy actually. So we have a P, we have a line. Okay, all we can do here is I can add a div here, and just close it. And add this key here. Okay. And just can add an HR here. Okay. And add just a return statement here as well. We have getting an unexpected token return. Okay. Let's see, let's expand it and see what is happening here. So we have lines, index, div, index p, line here. It's a map. Oh, okay. So you have to add a curly braces here as well because we're writing a div statement just after this. Here, I write, erase, rewrite, erase again, and then a for loop block. Okay, let's see console. Unexpected token, unexpected token. It's an old one. If I remove this, if I do this, I don't have an error. So this is how you do. Basically, they wanted to put two different tasks in a single task.